Welcome back to World Regional Geography. Today we're going to talk briefly about location. Remember that we're talking about the 5 themes of geography. And so today I want to start with location, in the sense the most basic of our themes. Location can be understood in 2 ways in terms of geography. And again, for your quiz, think about this. There's 2 types of locations: absolute location and relative location. They're both fairly simple in terms of what we understand about them, and at least for this class, all you need to know are those basic ideas. Absolute location means that we're specifying a precise location on Earth's surface. We can really do that one of 2 ways, and there, of course, are others, but the ones that we'll often talk about are either a coordinate system, and you probably learned about this in middle school or high school. That's latitude and longitude. Or another one that's commonly used is an address system. That is a physical address. The university's Old Main is at 1 Morrow Way, Slippery Rock University, Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, 16057. That's an address system that gives, in fact, a fairly precise location if you understand the system. The other way of understanding things in terms of location is relative location. And that's, in fact, what you probably use most of the time. Relative locations generally include either proximity or what we really call inclusion. So, for example, a relative location is that your apartment is 2 miles from campus. And you're trying to tell somebody how far it is relative to something else. That's how relative location works. You might even use this in directions. Go 3 miles on Old Church Road and then turn left, and my house will be a quarter of a mile down the road. Those are relative locations based on proximity, how far or near it is to something. The other way we use relative locations is more general, and that's what we call inclusions or exclusions. I live in Pennsylvania, or I don't live in the United States. Those are relative locations based on inclusion and exclusion. So let's take a look at this in terms of what I want you to remember. 2 concepts: absolute location, latitude and longitude, or an address. Relative location is relative to something else. Any major feature that are commonly understood by somebody in a state, out of a state, on a street, 3 miles down. Okay, so here we go. We're going to look at a map here that I've put in, and you'll be playing with this map later on. But this is a type of map. This is a web map that I produced, and right here is Slippery Rock University. Now, an absolute location, I'm going to use a little tool here. I'm going to click on. And this tool allows me to move to the dot, and you'll notice right up here, I'm going to click on the dot for a moment so those are permanent. You'll notice right here are a set of coordinates. That's the absolute location of Slippery Rock University. We can also, though, talk about relative location, and I'm going to do that by actually adding some information here, and that's drive time. These are areas that represent different drive times to the campus: 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. Well, all of this area, in terms of a relative location, is within 5 minutes of campus. So we could say, if I live here, I'm within 5 minutes of campus, or 10 minutes, or 15. So absolute, relative location. Those are our 2 concepts in this lecture. So that's it for today. We'll pick it up in mini lecture 4.